Hi everyone. Sorry for the poor mic quality. I don't really have a better one, but we are going to be doing a reaction to Intel Conversations. A Minecraft movie is hilariously stupid. I can agree with this, but there may be some things in here I want to elaborate on, give my own takes, and possibly even correct some things. I've not watched this entire video. I've seen maybe 5 minutes and that's it of this movie, of this not movie, this video. So yeah, we're going to react to it. React. And yes, I did get his permission, so don't say just I'm stealing content. I asked first. So all right, here we go. What you got? What you got?
I saw the Minecraft movie.
Me too.
Sorry, a Minecraft movie. You gotta get that right. My
I don't
apologies.
like the title
Actually,
either.
I've seen it twice now, and my Instagram reel feed is now filled with
Chicken jock, flint and steel.
guys. Help! I am dying over here. Anyway, good morning,
Me too.
afternoon, or evening, everyone. Intel here. Although, if you live in the overworld, the full day might have already passed by the time I finish saying this sentence. Get it? Because the days are really short in Minecraft. No. Okay.
It's 20 minutes.
Okay, I'll see myself out. Send the mobs after me. So
It ain't nighttime yet, but you know what? I'll let it slide. I'll let that joke slide. I'll let it slide.
Oh, a Minecraft movie. It's certainly one of the movies of all time. While
Agreed.
I was watching it with my wife, I seriously couldn't decide whether I was enjoying it and laughing because of how hilariously dumb it was and that the movie wasn't taking itself seriously at all, or if I was laughing at the movie. My brain is really confusing itself. Before I talk
I was so confused during the movie because I turned to my friend who was watching it with me in the theater and I asked him to recap the first 15 minutes and he just stared at me in confusion. This movie's a fever dream.
about the movie, though, we've got to talk about the source material. Minecraft is without a doubt one of, if not the, most iconic games of all time. And even saying that is understating it.
I think I started playing the game, I think, 9 or 10 years ago. It was on Pocket Edition, that was first, and then I went to the Switch version, then computer version.
Minecraft isn't just a game.
I didn't start with Java.
It's culture. It's everywhere in society, from word of mouth on the street to merchandise in pretty much every store on the block to multiple different foods
God,
themed
it's
around
everywhere.
it, tons of successful YouTube channels that specifically only play this game. I've been
True.
around for a while. I played
Shout
my
out
fair
Captain
share of this
Sparkles.
game, from the Pocket Edition on my Kindle Fire when I was a teenager to playing multiplayer with my cousin, who still plays this game religiously, and most recently
I know
playing the main
a couple
survival
people.
and creative modes with my wife, who's been playing this game since she was like 9 years old. The reason Minecraft is such a successful cultural phenomenon is that it's beautifully simplistic. You load into a randomly generated sandbox world and are free to do whatever you want, and most importantly, build anything your heart desires.
Like a casino I built. We don't ask questions. But yes, I love this game for the reasons he said, right? It's just so simplistic. I can just load in and do whatever the heck I want. I just honestly loaded the game and just try and go and beat the game. And that's it. That's all I try and do. But good start. Good start. He's accurate.
You can go fight monsters and mine to create weapons and materials and all sorts of stuff, or you can just build with unlimited resources. It is an absolute masterclass in letting your imagination flow onto the screen and allowing your creativity to build something insane. I mean,
True.
just look at some of these things people have built. I mean, this is just unbelievable. How do you people have the time to build this stuff?
Dude, you have no idea how much time people dedicate to this game. It is actually insane. I've done my fair share of just builds, but nothing to that scale, and it's took me weeks.
You can either dive into survival mode and eventually become strong enough to defeat the Ender Dragon, or you can clown around in creative mode, as I said. Those are the two main modes of the game, but there's a ton of other things to do as well.
You forgot about adventure? I'm just kidding. No one plays in adventure mode.
And I'd be here talking for hours if I were to get into every single thing you could do. I think you all get the point, though. Minecraft is an icon of video games, and it's well-deserved. It still has tons of people playing it every single day, and it doesn't look like it's going to die down anytime soon.
Maybe after this movie.
With all of that being said, with a game as culturally significant as Minecraft, a movie adaptation of it was more than guaranteed. I mean, if Mario and Five Nights at Freddy's can have their own movies, why can't Minecraft?
I'm gonna try and
Talks of a
listen
Minecraft
for the
movie
music
have been
too.
happening as far back as 2014, but the movie we have now wasn't officially confirmed until April 2022, produced by Warner Bros., co-produced by Legendary, and directed by Jared Hess, who has directed past movies like Nacho Libre, a movie I have seen, believe it or not.
I've
I
never
regretted
seen
every
it.
second I wasted watching
I
that
just know
movie, so
Jack
hearing the
Black's
same
in it.
guy was directing a Minecraft film caused me a little apprehension. And then that apprehension increased when it was revealed the movie would be live action. And then that apprehension peaked when it was announced that Jack Black will be playing
Amazing
Steve.
image.
From then on until the movie's release, this casting was very controversial, to say the least.
Which casting is more wild, the Mario movie or the Minecraft movie?
Especially when the first teaser trailer came out last year. The internet absolutely clowned on this teaser, with people saying it looked absolutely awful and that the movie was going to be a dumpster fire.
All they had to do, hi Queso. All they had to do was just copy Minecraft Story Mode's format and just enhance it. That's all they had to do, really. Come on now. Minecraft Story Mode would have been a slam dunk in my eyes if they just perfected it and put it on the movie screen. That's all they had to do, not whatever this is. Because Minecraft Story Mode, still feels like there's still some things that's not in the games. Come on now. But most of the things in there, it's right, and it feels like Minecraft. It's crazy. It's crazy. Agreed, Queso. Agreed.
I'm
Steve.
Like, guys, they didn't even try. It's literally Jack Black in a blue shirt with his long hair and wild beard and everything. They decided that was good enough and called it a day.
To be fair, it is. Steve has no character to begin with. He's kind of made just to... Steve is your character to do whatever the heck you want. And this is a Minecraft movie. So this is Steve in this movie. It's... there's not much they can do with Steve anyway. So, I mean, this... Fine.
And that's exactly what Steve
I don't really have a problem
is
with that.
during the entire movie. Jack Black in a blue shirt. They didn't even try to make Steve his own character or give him any kind of interesting personality. It's just Jack Black playing himself. Since I'm discussing
That's
characters, I'll do a quick spoiler-free section of the movie here and then a plot summary, and based on the recent poll I did, the majority of people who lovingly watch these videos would like me to go over the plot of movies and shows and such in a more story highlights kind of way, instead of basically giving a whole synopsis of the movie. And since I always honor poll results, that's what I'm going to do going forward, unless it benefits the video to do an entire story summary. And to be honest, this movie's plot isn't that extensive or extravagant, so it won't even take very long.
There's so many plot holes in this movie. We just skid by so much of it in the first 15 minutes. Oh my god.
To go over the movie. But in case you do care about spoilers for this, they start here. Okay, so what did I think of a Minecraft movie? Was it as bad as people were saying it would be?
You're standing over there, and you're standing over there, and I don't know which way is up.
I feel like this question
You don't watch this movie for the story. You watch it just to laugh at it and just look at it. Not to feel a compelling story. This is just eye candy for Minecraft fans. Boom, there you go.
is a little complicated. Here's what I mean by that. This movie is a joke, and I'm not even
True.
saying that in a bad way. After watching it all the way through, it was clear to me that this movie was written to be a joke and wasn't supposed to be taken seriously because, no, this movie does not take itself seriously. At all. For the most part. There are a couple of occasions where it
I don't remember a single point of tension being in this movie.
tries to be serious where it doesn't really work because the entire tone of the movie is just goofiness. This whole movie
True.
is very stupid and very silly. And I'll admit it, there were some jokes that genuinely made me laugh out loud, although some of the humor was a little cringeworthy, but it's a kid's movie. I was expecting that. The way the
Yeah.
Minecraft world itself is presented is actually very game accurate, even though the designs of some of the overworld's inhabitants are a little strange. I'm looking at you, villagers.
Holy jeez.
Okay. I think this is fine. I don't have a problem with this. This is probably the best they could have done for villagers. I'm gonna be on. I don't know what else they could have done. with the style they're going for, this is all they can really do to actually make it look like it's from the game. Without just making them actual people, yeah, this is the best they can do.
What is that? What the is that?
And man, while I like the visuals for the most part, there are times where the green screen is so horrendously apparent, it kind of breaks the immersion. That's another reason I think using real actors like
I didn't see a whole lot of green screen misuse, a whole lot of green screen mishaps in my memory. If I watch it again, maybe I would notice. But
against an obviously CGI
come on, I don't really want to watch the movie again. Maybe I do. I don't know.
and green screen background for a movie like this was not a good idea. The movie is packed with little Easter eggs and references to how Minecraft works as a game, and as an adaptation, the overworld itself is actually pretty well done. I found myself chuckling when they played the exact sound effects from the game when characters interacted with things like doors and when they were digging and such. It was really charming. However, the plot and characters are a different story. All of these characters just kind of exist, and there's a couple of times where the movie
That's the entire thing of this movie. They just exist. There is no characters. Zero. Not even Garrett, whatever his name is.
tries to give them character development, but it doesn't really go
See, I don't even remember the character's name.
anywhere. The plot itself
The guy in the pink jacket.
is almost non-existent. It's your standard characters get thrown into this wacky world and they have to travel across it to find a way home. And I could tear into the story all day and night, but let's be honest, a lot of people were not going into this movie expecting.
By the way, the plot point for this movie is just centered around Minecraft Legends. A huge flop. It's just, hey, let's do the Legends plot line and just put it in the movie. No one's gonna notice. That game flopped, so we should actually make that story not a flop anymore. Let's put it in the movie that we know is gonna sell well, and not do something original for the movie. Thank you very much.
Expecting a grand story. Minecraft itself doesn't really have a story. You spawn into the world, fart around for a while until you're strong enough to defeat the Ender Dragon, and then the game just ends after that. It's not really that deep, and neither is this plot. The best way I can explain it without getting into spoilers is that a group of misfits all end up in the overworld, and after realizing they're trapped, they have to travel with Steve to find a mysterious artifact that will allow them to return home. Along the way, they encounter familiar enemies you run into every time you play Minecraft that eventually save the overworld from destruction and defeat the antagonist. Yes, there's a main villain in this story that, from my knowledge, is completely made up for this movie, and her motivations are simply to destroy everything, or as Jack Black puts it, remove all creativity from everything.
They could easily just pull the Minecraft dungeons here and just put in the Arc Illager. He is a known Minecraft villain in Minecraft Dungeons, who found the Orb of Dominance that is in this movie. That's all they had to do.
It's as basic as you can get with a main villain, but again, this is a kids movie about Minecraft. I don't really know what I was expecting, in all honesty. That's basically a non-spoiler summary of the plot, and the only other thing I can mention is that the real world plays a fairly significant role as well, which is kind of weird.
I don't like it.
I'm not gonna lie, but I'll get more into that
I
when
don't
I
like
talk
it.
spoilers. To wrap up my spoiler-free section of this, all I can say is that you're looking for a goofy, stupid movie to watch. If you're bored for a couple hours, this would be what to watch. And if you're a parent, yeah, take your child or children to this. They're going to absolutely eat this up.
No.
Alright, without further ado, it's spoiler time. I'll go over the story highlights and give you a very Spark Notes version of what happens. Although I'll try to, because y'all know I never know when to stop talking. Y'all know this. Anyway, y'all ready? Have you seen the movie yet? This is your last spoiler warning. Okay, here we go. Herobrine! Boo! The first few scenes of this movie follow Steve, a run-of-the-mill nobody doorknob salesman in Idaho that yearns for the mines. Doorknob salesman. What an amazing career that the children watching this can strive for. As a child, Steve's dream was to explore the mines near his home, for some reason, but unfortunately the mines are strictly off limits to children. There's even a mean old man guarding the mine to keep Steve out, so Steve is forced to retreat until he grows up and returns as an adult, and the same old man is still there. Exact same age and all. I'll admit it. I laughed. This is hilarious. Steve finds two mysterious artifacts that just happen to be there. He just finds them, okay. The Orb of Dominance and the Earth Crystal, that when put together open a portal to the overworld, a magical place where creativity is the key to survival and anything is possible. There, Steve makes a life for himself, builds a ton of crap, including a whole amusement park, and befriends a cute wolf named Dennis.
The jump cuts
Things
are
are amazing
insane.
and fantastic for a few years until he stumbles upon a portal to the Nether.
Flint and steel.
Which is a very bad place where creativity is shunned, and there's a lot of lava. And pigs. Steve quickly learns that the leader of the pigs that inhabit the Nether, I know they're called piglins, I'm just trying to be funny, is called Malgosha. Cool name, bro. She's after the Orb of Dominance and wants to use it to destroy the overworld. Steve is, of course, like,
we can't have that.
But he and Dennis are captured, only to then escape and nab the orb again. They almost escape the Nether, but Steve realizes he's not making it out of there, so he sends Dennis back through the Nether portal and then back out of the overworld portal to the real world, where no one can get their hands on the orb. But the plot needs to happen, so someone is going to get their hands on the orb. Also, can we talk about how nobody in the real world is questioning why there's some weird blocky wolf running around everywhere?
Because they're blind
Whatever.
to it.
Back in the real world things are happening that involve real people. I'm being specific on this because these real people stick out like a sore thumb when they're in the overworld. Oh, we'll get to that. Anyway, the movie spends the next 20 minutes or so establishing our four main misfits of the film that stumble into the world of Minecraft. There's Garrett Garrison, nicknamed the Garbage Man due to his amazing video game skills back in 1989, played by Jason Momoa. Natalie
I just got reminded of Billy Mitchell whenever I just heard just that, like the story of him and whatnot. And also the Pixels plot, that also came to mind, so maybe that was an inspiration, but it's so bad. There was such a better way to go about this than just being, let's just be idiotic and stupid with everything we do.
played by Emma Myers, who looks like she'd do great in a career that involves making potato chips. Her brother Henry, played by Sebastian Eugene Hansen, who is a very gifted builder that would probably be able to master real Minecraft in a matter of minutes. And Dawn, played by Danielle Brooks. This is a very, very random group of people, and I guess that's supposed to be the point because Minecraft can be played by absolutely anyone. The movie takes absolutely forever to finally get these characters into the overworld. I get that there needs to be some setup to bring them together so they all enter the portal.
And the setup is stupid. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's just a fever dream what happens to lead up to the overworld. Like, what?
But it is a solid 20 minutes or more before we get there. I mean, I get why we need to spend some time with Aquaman since he comes across Steve's mysterious orb. Aquaman, get it? Because Jason Momoa played that part. Okay. I guess Steve's stuff got moved into the storage unit after he disappeared into the overworld. The movie doesn't really explain this, but that's my assumption. Besides that, there's 10 to 15 minutes of Henry in school, and the vice principal of this school is introduced here, and this leads to a certain subplot later in the movie. Oh, well.
Don't. No, it's fine you're including in the review, but just, oh, no, we don't talk about that, okay?
And Natalie in the potato chip factory. There's also what seems to be a backstory about their mom and that she died, I think, but that goes out.
That's the plot hole that's never explained. I don't understand why. It's such... What happened to the mom? What happened?
Absolutely nowhere. This movie never explores this at all. The Garbage Man finds the orb and the Earth Crystal. Natalie starts her new job at the local potato chip factory running their social media stuff, even though she looks like she's 15, but whatever. And her brother Henry starts at his new school. And Dawn exists. She drives around with a van full of animals, one of them being an alpaca.
Zoo in
She's
a
a real estate
backseat.
agent, but according to her, she has like 15 other side gigs. Like, does she ever sleep? So here's the spark notes of
No.
what happens to get to Minecraft. Aquaman
Please.
gets evicted. Henry gets in trouble at school for blowing up the giant potato on the potato chip factory with a rocket he made because he was bullied and wants to try to impress the school. And he's reprimanded by Marlene, aka Jennifer Coolidge, because of course she's in this movie. And the whole group ends up at the overworld portal since Henry comes into contact with it at the Garbage Man's shop. They all get sucked into the overworld, and shenanigans ensue. While they're clowning around and trying to get their bearings, a random villager that's just there.
A nitwit villager! Kill him. We always kill nitwit villagers. They did that on purpose.
Wanders through the overworld portal and is transported back to Earth.
They
Once
made
again,
nitwit on
We'll get
purpose.
to the subplot this leads to. Trust me. Steve is sent out by Malgosha when she realizes the Orb of Dominance has returned to the overworld. She instructs Steve, while bluffing that she's holding his dear puppy Dennis hostage, to retrieve the Orb of Dominance and bring it back to her. And she totally isn't going to double-cross him. Nah, she wouldn't do that. Speaking of Malgosha, her motivation to destroy the overworld and creativity is because she was humiliated in the Nether's Got Talent dance contest.
Don't.
I'm not kidding. this is a real motivation. Bro, what are we even doing? The
It's a
band of
fever
misfit
dream.
toys are still clowning around and nearly getting killed by zombies and skeletons. Thankfully, they're saved by Steve, and we get the line.
Who are you?
I'm Steve.
I will say right now, seeing the movie, they did a completely different take for that line. They did not use the line that was in the trailer, and that threw me off heavily. It was a different camera angle and all.
They learn from Steve that to get
You even
back
said
home,
it differently.
they have to travel to the Woodland Mansion to get a replacement Earth crystal, since Aquaman was careless and broke the one they had like a doofus. And yeah, another Earth crystal is just at the Woodland Mansion because reasons. The plot demands it! The group strikes an alliance with Steve and agrees to give him the orb if he helps them get the crystal, so they set off to the Woodland Mansion. Meanwhile, the villager we saw go through the overworld portal earlier is trying to cross the road, and it just so happens that Marlene hits him with
Aw,
her
not
car.
again.
Sue me, are you? Because everyone wants to sue me once I hit them with my Jeep Grand Cherokee.
This is not a real movie. You cannot tell me hundreds of millions of dollars went into this. The Misfits reach Midport Village, where we see more uncanny CGI villagers, a wholesome Technoblade reference.
Whoa.
Yeah.
See some
Good.
kind of king?
No. That's a legend.
A fairly decent-looking Iron Golem, and Jack Black singing about chicken.
I was aware of this editing mistake. Hey, less copyright. It's an unironically good song.
Malgosha sends Chungus after Steve. Yeah, Chungus. Are y'all laughing yet? Now we're building stuff.
This is a
Crafting table.
Jack, bro, please calm down. They're making buckets, swords, and a tater tot shoot. Okay. Anyway,
We're playing modded Minecraft, baby.
After Piglins and Chungus attack the village, so now we have to jump back and forth between Natalie and Dawn and Steve, Aquaman, and Henry. Since the garbage man is more concerned about his financial woes than the safety of Henry and his sister, they take a dangerous detour
Because why
through
not?
some mines, where Steve keeps a fat stack of diamonds as an added condition from Aquaman to returning the Orb of Dominance to Steve. And I swear, during this scene, Steve says, "son of a biscuit," which I am dead convinced is supposed to be a Tobuscus reference. You cannot convince me otherwise. Due
Might
to this
be.
detour, the group has to escape a giant cave full of creepers that Steve bred while running from the Great Hog.
I had so much problems with this scene. The creepers should have just beelined it towards them and exploded on the spot. Why did they just stand still? Sure, movie, but it gets me angry because that's not how they work in the movie at all. Because apparently in this movie you have to hit them and then they explode. No, that is not how it works.
They narrowly escape, but their near death gets Henry really angry at Garbage Man, understandably, since that put everyone in danger and distracted everyone from trying to regroup, showing Garbage Man cares more about riches than the well-being of Henry's family. There's some attempts at
Fair.
character development here, where Garbage Man opens up about how he's a loser.
Attempt at character development, you got that right. You feel nothing different about this after this scene.
Has no one, but that's about as far as it goes. We gotta move along, because silly plot! They finally get to
Go,
the
go,
Woodland
go.
Mansion, and Garbage
Oh,
Man and
please.
Steve distract the really creepy pillagers in the mansion via a goofy ring fight with a baby zombie on a chicken.
To be fair, this room is in the game. It's not rope, it's made out of fence. We never know the actual purpose of the room, so at least they did give this room an actual purpose, like a fighting ring. That's fine. I don't care. The chicken jockey's weird. A weird inclusion, but whatever.
Bro,
I'm surprised you didn't play the clip of when people launch fireworks in the theater whenever that happened. Don't go see the Minecraft movie because it's dangerous.
So, what's the joke here? I don't get why people are literally pitching their popcorn everywhere. You do know you paid like $12 for that, right? Just as a side
Yeah,
note,
the
when I
police get called,
originally
you
wrote
get
this
kicked out.
part, the movie had only been out for a day or two, but now there's tons of videos going viral of movie theaters being absolutely unhinged over Chicken Jockey. Not only are people slinging their popcorn everywhere, but people are also throwing their drinks at the screen. One video showed flour all over some theater, and one theater even had the cops show up. I genuinely do not understand this. Like, yeah, the meme is funny and all, but why are people ransacking theaters over it? I don't get
For
it.
views.
I guess the world will never understand. Anyway, while the chicken jockeying is going on, Henry grabs the replacement Earth Crystal because that's just there for some reason.
Sorry, just the micro music being kicked in. Also, this scene, the Enderman, was probably the best scene in the entire movie. They made the Enderman actually a threat in some aspects. He is ridiculously fast. He never teleports that fast. That's number one. Number two, you don't see him ever attempt to land a hit. And then especially when the kid is just doing this and hoping the shot lands with an axe.
Again. Anyway, he also gets an Ender Pearl after taking out an Enderman, which actually looks really good in the visual department. And we get what I think is a Herobrine reference when Henry is hallucinating because of the Enderman. While the group tries to escape, Malgosha shows back up and steals the Orb of Dominance and blows up the
gas look weird.
Garbage Man seems to sacrifice himself here, so Steve and Henry can escape, and after a brutal crash landing, they regroup with Natalie and Dawn, since they found Dennis on their own journey, who helped lead them to Steve. Because Steve smells
Jack Black carried this movie, I'm gonna be honest.
Words, not mine. Malgosha and the Piglins begin their destruction of the overworld by blotting out the sun, but the group has a bunch of iron golems and weapons at their disposal. Of course, they win the fight.
Ah, yes. The Boots of Swiftness Golem. I hated that, by the way. They never used the Boots of Swiftness for its actual purpose, where you just use them and just run fast for like 5 seconds and then wait to use them again. This was in dungeons only. Why they put in the movie, I don't know. Minecraft related? Sure. But why use it to make a golem? It makes no sense. I hated that part.
By retrieving the orb thanks to Garbage Man coming back to no one's shock, and Malgosha is defeated.
Oh yeah, seeing Jack Black in full diamond armor without pants. Full diamond armor was the most funniest thing to see on screen.
Man, I was really on the edge of my seat there. I thought they might actually lose in this goofy kids movie. The group escapes the overworld, along with Steve deciding to return as well, and happy ending. Garbage Man creates a successful video game, Henry builds a successful jetpack, Natalie starts self-defense classes, and Dawn opens her zoo and shows off Dennis.
So, another mechanic that we didn't really go over. The gas blows up when it dies. Doesn't happen in the game. Huh? And also just the buckets being like nunchucks or something or whatever. Stupid. I don't get it. This movie, I swear, if it had the Wither Storm from Minecraft Story Mode, this would be a way better movie because there would be an actual threat that feels like Minecraft, but it's taking its own route. Sure, people just say, oh, it's just a copy from Minecraft Story Mode. It would have been a better plot line, I'll tell you what. It'd been way cooler to see.
Because finally, people are starting
the entire world being stripped to bedrock.
To see the weird blocky dog. And Steve helps operate Garbage Man's video game store. So, yeah, happy kids movie ending. And we have to have the ending be Jack Black singing because, yeah, I know, Tenacious D. Get it? A mid-credits scene shows us that Marlene is now in a passionate relationship with the villager she hit with her car, and that...
When the villager started talking, we all just laughed in just the theater and just so blown away. And then when she started speaking villager, it was just, no. The movie should have just cut the black.
That villager has now
I did not want to see it.
This is a payoff to an earlier scene where Marlene is having a romantic dinner with the villager. She's divorcing her husband, and now getting with a square dude with a Squidward nose that goes, huh.
By a love so powerful, it transcended the barriers of conventional speech. Now I speak human, and she speaks villager.
This is a
I
fake
hate
movie.
this.
This is not real.
It's not real.
Unsurprisingly, there's
It's
a
a
sequel
fever
ending
dream. It's
post-credit
not
scene where
real.
Steve returns to his old home to find a
Oh
girl
my
living
god.
there named
It's Alex. Oh my god. Everyone freaked out in the movie theater whenever this Alex popped on screen.
Alex.
Stupid.
Yep. You know what that means. And there you go.
Yeah,
That's the
sequel.
movie. I did my best to summarize the plot and condense it more instead of going over the story beat by beat. Hopefully that was condensed enough for you guys. Maybe. Please. I beg. Holy moly, my brain doesn't even know what to make about what I just
Me
watched.
neither.
I'm shaking my head and I can hear sloshing sounds. I'm cooked. A Minecraft movie is a very weird amalgamation of some pretty nice game-accurate shenanigans with the
75% game accuracy.
mobs, the villagers, the building, the mining, sound effects, the crafting, minecarts, etc., with some very, very stupid and
Did we not go over the sheep scream when when the four misfits first entered in the overworld? How that just sounded like a guy just screaming like a sheep in the game. And the one scene where at night the zombies just completely tear apart that sheep. It's like an actual murder scene just happened to a sheep.
bad things. In terms of the actual overworld itself, it's very close to the game. I appreciated the attention to detail there, even though you can tell it's all green screen and CGI. The story and characters, on the other hand,
What the is that?
my wife describes it best. It's as if the producers of this movie walked into a room filled with 9-year-olds and said, "Okay, everyone, write the movie." It is mind-blowing to me that this was a production that hundreds of millions of dollars went into, based on the most iconic video game of all time, and this is what we got out of it. It's very conflicting because there are some elements of the movie that I genuinely like. Again, the world of Minecraft itself, despite the visuals sometimes looking very corporate approved.
Dude, it's so movie-fied, it's disgusting!
Jack Black is whatever. I've personally never found him to be that funny, but that's no disrespect to his acting talent. It's just my personal preference, and if you love him, I totally respect it. My issue is that in this
I'm gonna be honest, he carried the movie probably for a lot of people just because it's Jack Black. Like, it's Jack Black. There you go. If Steve was played by anybody else, I don't think it would have worked.
movie, he doesn't really bring anything to Steve. It's literally just Jack Black being
What is there to bring to Steve, to be honest? I'm just speaking from playing the games. There's not really much you can do.
Jack Black in a blue shirt. Jason Momoa is probably my favorite character in the film. At least he got a couple of chuckles out of me. The rest of the characters, especially the main villain, are just so bland and basic, and I never felt
True.
anything when the movie tried to give them development. In my blunt, honest opinion, the movie is more focused on being goofy and silly rather than telling an interesting story. And when it
It is.
does try to tell a story and give our main characters some kind of development, it
doesn't
kind of
work.
falls flat, and you can never really tell what the movie wants to be. I'm not going to call it lifeless or soulless because there is a lot of fun to be had while watching it, but it
Yeah.
banks off being a Minecraft film and will make a lot of money because of the source material being insanely popular and culturally relevant. I expect the sequel, which is inevitable, to be similar. If a low-effort adaptation makes a buttload of money, the sequel isn't going to have a lot of effort put in either. I did find some parts to be funny and entertaining, but the whole package screams this was made by corporate overlords who barely understand the heart and
Yeah.
soul of Minecraft that created it the way they did to make big numbers. That's what this is. The numbers that come from this movie matter more than a heartfelt story being told. Earlier I said this movie was definitely written to be a joke and not taken seriously due to how goofy and stupid it is, and if you want to make a silly, stupid kids movie, that's fine. Kids love dumb, stupid movies, obviously, and that's why this movie is going to do so well. It embodies
It
a
has.
movie made for kids. But that's what makes it so disappointing at the same time. Considering how iconic Minecraft is, we could have gotten a fantastic, beautiful
Minecraft Story Mode Season 3 as a movie would have hit so hard. Which is, if they just copied the visuals, I think nothing would have been wrong with that. Because it feels like Minecraft. It's fine. Sure, you can put in different characters, fine. Get rid of Jesse, whatever. Even I wouldn't agree with it, but fine. Do a whole, like, here's new characters. But make it look like Minecraft Story Mode 2 and have similar plot lines. Because I feel like those plot lines were cool. Like, they were, like, the Witherstorm was sick, and the fight against the Witherstorm was sick. Now and then we go to season 2. Let's not go there because someone's in creative mode. They have admin powers. Let's go and use a golden gauntlet to smack the heck out of him to then remove his powers. We don't talk about season 2. Season 1, please copy that all you want.
Adaptation that brings the magic and wonder of Minecraft to life with deep, rich characters that you actually care about. Instead, we got a joke movie, and it makes this adaptation feel like a waste. It'll make money, and then people will forget about it. I doubt this is going to be a movie that's still talked about 15 to 20 years from now. Many people
This is not going to be talked about after like a year.
were saying they could have gone with a story similar to what Minecraft Story Mode was, and funnily enough, people were pretty hard on that game at the time.
Sorry, what? What was that? I heard Minecraft Story Mode.
A movie that's still talked about 15 to 20 years from now. Many people were saying they could have gone with a story similar to what Minecraft Story Mode was, and funnily enough, people were pretty hard on that game at the time, but are coming back and apologizing to it now after this. Sadly,
Hey, I was never in that group. I loved Minecraft Story. I didn't give it any flack because it was just a good story that was told to me. It was fine. Sure, was the dialogue options not great? Sure, but the story was good to me, and I replayed that game like 5 times. I don't have to apologize because I've stuck with that series.
story like Minecraft Story Mode isn't what
I have like 2 copies for Switch somewhere. I would have to go find them.
we got, and it's pretty disappointing. But the kids are going to love it, and that's what's going to bring in the most bank. The vast majority of adults aren't going to enjoy this. That's just a fact. It's made for children. Based on all this,
We're
I'm
just
giving
this the
a
whole time.
Minecraft movie a very middle-of-the-road score of 5 out of 10. Despite all my
4. I give it a 4.
complaints and criticisms, it is a fun time. I was never bored watching it at the very least, but that does not excuse the extremely bland story and poorly written characters. I want to hope that the sequel improves on this stuff, but I'm not.
It's
gonna
not going
so.
to.
And that concludes my review of a Minecraft movie. What did you guys think of it? Am I being too hard on the movie, or do you agree?
No, you were being easy. You were being easy.
Agree with my take on what we got? What did you like and not like about it? Definitely let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your opinions.
Please
If
go
you
to
enjoyed
the
this
original video,
be sure
leave
to
a
drop
comment.
like and subscribe today to become a fellow intellectual. Check out my other reviews and fun stuff in the description below and the end cards. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Peace.
Good video. You were being way too generous on that movie. Yes, they could have just copied Minecraft Story Mode and been fine. 100%. But no, they had to just go full kid's mind and let's just copy Legends. It's a kid-friendly plotline. It'll do fine. I did not like the plotline. So many people, especially in like their YouTube videos, have just tried to copy stuff like this, I feel like. It just feels so overused, the plotline does. And Minecraft Story Mode's Witherstorm has only been done once. Like, I don't know. But, good video. You were being way too generous in the movie. 4 out of 10, if not 3. I wish the sequel actually has a better plotline that I actually feel for it more. Let's see. Out of the 3 video game adaptations I've seen, well, I can actually include Sonic 3 here, even though I'm not a huge Sonic fan. Let's see. I think Sonic 3 probably just objectively is number 1. Mario movie 2, FNAF movie, Minecraft movie. In that order. I think that's my order of likeness for the movie. I knew this movie was going to be trash. I just went to the theater to see exactly how bad it was. And the power even went out for us for like 12 minutes. And after the movie, my friend said the best part about the Minecraft movie is when it was not on screen. I can agree with that. But every single thing, aside from a couple things I said earlier, most of the things in here, good. Good. Thank you for saying that about the movie. Just be more harsh next time on the movie. But, yeah, that's going to be it from me. Take care.